Hello everyone! In this video I'm going to be showing you all how I made the hay room in my piggy's cage. I used the Corex and these tunnels to create a partition that basically prevents hay from being dragged all over the fleece, whilst allowing them to have a large area of hay like this that they can play, sit, sleep in. I think it's a really good idea, and I'm going to show you how I made this area, including how I did these panels and how I get them to stay there, and then how I clean it as well because they are due for a clean. And by cleaning it as well I can get underneath and show you how they are attached to the base. I think something like this is a really good idea because they really love it. They really love sitting in it and being able to eat as much hay as they like without having to pull it all out of hay racks or whatever. Even though I do have the hay racks as well, generally they'll just graze on whatever hay is on the ground. I can give them loads and loads of hay which they really love to burrow in and play in without worrying that much is going to get on the fleece. I know some is on the fleece, but that is pretty easy to sweep up. Another reason that I really like it is that they do a lot of their business in here, and it makes cleaning it a lot easier because although I have to change this area every day, I don't have to wash the fleece half as much as I usually do. Some people might think, well, they're going to be eating the hay that they've been to the toilet on, but I don't think they do that in general. They pick off hay on the bits that they haven't weed on, or they start using the hay racks. But generally I top up the hay a lot, and I do change this area, as I said, every day, so they're not too there's nothing really to worry about that. And to be honest, it is natural for them. If they do eat a bit of weed on hay, it's not really going to do them any harm, because I'm sure in the wild guinea pigs do that sort of thing all the time. I'd recommend a hay room like this to anyone who is torn between using a more natural bedding such as hay, or you could use the pulp type beddings and hay or something like that in this area. So if you're torn between using something like that and using fleece, because you don't like having to wash fleece a lot, then it's a really good way to get the best of both worlds. So before I kind of strip out this area and show you how I made the panels, we're just going to say hello to the piggies, aren't we? Lola is just having a munch on the pellets. As you can see, I keep the bowls out here because, and the water as well, although, well, one water is in there now, but I keep the bowls of pellets. It's not like everything they need is in this area and they're going to stay in there. They have all their beds and stuff out here, their tunnels, their playthings which they really like, and they have their pellets. Here's Sprite. Hello baby. And Annie, I think, is hiding in here. There's a bum. Yeah, she's under the wooden thing, which I know you can't see too easily because it's a bit dark. So now I'm going to show you how I clean this area and then how I constructed these panels here. So what I need to do is first take this off. This may seem a bit of a pain to do every day, but actually it only takes me a minute to kind of do all this bit. So now I need to take off this top level, which I do just by picking it up like this. Then I take off the hay racks and I flip this up like that, and then it is all ready for me to start cleaning it out. I'll take out the toys, roll the newspaper up, and then you can see how these are attached to the base. After I've rolled all that up, I'm just going to sweep it and spray it now. You can see the guinea pigs want to start getting back in that area already. They're really impatient. So now that bit's all clean. The piggies are being very naughty and trying to get in, aren't you, Spite? You're squashing your hidey hut. So now you hopefully can see this and understand how I've made these parts. So if I just pull back the fleece, this is a view of one of the panels from above, and it is actually two bits of Corex that are just taped together. I didn't use even double-sided sticky tape, I just kind of rolled the tape up a bit so it glued both sides together. And then I didn't do that all the way along, I actually scored it like you would when you're making a cage. So on either side the Corex bends out like this. So it kind of forms from this side a T shape with one piece going this way and one piece going that way. And that's all you need to do for a panel. My other two panels are constructed just the same, and simply you just sellotape it, or I use a strong tape that I got from B&Q. Just taped it to the base Correx, which was you don't need to be neat about that or anything because it's all going to be covered up. Mine's actually quite messy. So then you've got one panel like this, and what you'll probably find is it will wave about a bit. Now, I measured these so that they would leave a space in between big enough for me to tightly fit a tunnel, and this tunnel always goes there, and that tunnel always goes there. What I found is having it so it just tightly fits the tunnel solves the problem of these bits waving about. This is a really tight fit for the tunnels, so once that tunnel is wedged in there, they actually will hardly move at all. And the tunnels also, they kind of act like little extracting devices for hay, so when the piggy walks through from the hay section to the fleece section, they're going to leave most of the hay in the tunnel or in this section and not actually take that much hay out with them, which is always good. And as well, as I said, it supports the partition. So if I put that one in, then you'll see that it really brings the whole wall together. You might need to just straighten it up a bit. So the whole wall is now really sturdy. These bits aren't taped to the wall because I found it quite difficult to do that, and also the tape would be up here so the piggies might be able to chew on it, which we don't want. And when you do your measurements, you can give a bit more to the Correx so that you can cut it down once you've assembled it if the tunnels won't fit, because to get the most sturdy wall you want the tunnels to be a really tight fit. That way they hold the whole wall up. Sprite is just, what are you doing, piggy? You're so silly. You're trying to get back in. It's not even got any hay. So as you can see, she's What are you doing? You're not a hamster. You're a guinea pig. No, you don't want to go down because it's got no newspaper on it. Oh, and also by having the tunnels, it means that the piggies aren't going to scrape themselves on the edge of this or anything when they're going through. So they really do act as a kind of protection for them as well. So all in all, that's how I made it, and now I'm going to put the newspaper back down, and you can see the piggies go back into their hay room, which they are all desperate to go back in. So there's the newspaper back down, but as I said before, you don't have to use newspaper and hay. You can use your wood shavings or pulp type bedding instead, which you can put the hay on top of and really pile it up for them because that's what they really enjoy. The piggies always get really confused and try to go through the tunnels when they're like this. Oh dear, you can just see the top of Annie's head here. Haven't you got a lovely top of head? So I'm just going to move these back now so they can get through. So there we go. And then I'm going to use the wooden house and put it there. And this also creates a kind of fun thing for them, because if they want to run around and do some cage laps, Sprite in particular, what she does is go through here, run around the tunnel, go around the cage, back in this tunnel and through there again, which is quite fun to watch. So then I'll just put any other bits and bobs in. This is a kind of wacky kind of advance on a toilet roll toy that I made, and this cardboard is actually from a wrapping paper tube, and so then I just cut a bit of that off, cut some windows in and shoved it full of hay, which they were kind of looking at earlier but they'll probably ignore it now. So now I'm going to get the big box of hay and put some of that in for them. Now this is the box I used to transport the hay from the big bale that is over there. I will probably use up all this hay because they really do love having lots and lots of piles of it in here. I'm just going to start putting it in. they've got loads and loads of hay to play in. I've used up pretty much a whole box full, but the bales I do get are rather cheap. If you find that the hay you get is quite expensive and you would use up a lot of money doing something like this, then maybe see if you can source some hay from a local farm, because they will do big bales for really cheap compared to the pet shop hay that you might buy. And you could always use the same hay as well, but mix in some other cheaper one, or put the say if you buy them Timothy hay, which is often quite expensive, you could put the Timothy hay in hay racks for them so it didn't get used up as fast. But if you do get it from a farm, it will usually be really good quality. This stuff I get is really good quality. I wouldn't give them something that wasn't just because I wanted to use loads of it. So now I would just do a quick sweep of their fleece section. So now I've done that, and I've also put the upper level on. That is all the cleaning I have to do for today. And they really enjoy it. They do spend more time in here than they do in this section, but they still do enjoy having the extra space. They can come out here to have their pellets, to go in their tunnels and lie in their beds and whatnot, but this is more natural for them. They do enjoy being in here. It's also really good for me because they'll go to the toilet in here, do their business in here, and I won't have to change their fleece so much. I hope this video has given you some ideas for how to create a hay room like this. It is really handy because the fleece doesn't get hay on it as much as it would do if you just had these openings just open like this. And what you could also do is have some people, I think they build a whole other section, but I didn't have to do that. I didn't have to alter my cage in such a massive way. Just with the spare Corex that I had, I created these panels, stuck them down without having to change anything about the basic box of the cage. That is all still the same. And my piggies really enjoy it, so I hope you've also enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about my hay room, about my piggies, about anything, then please just comment below and I will get back to you. So if I don't do another video before Christmas, I hope you have an amazing Christmas. If this is the first video of mine you've seen in a while, then please check out my two ones that I've done before, the Christmas haul and the Christmas giveaway video, which I'm sure you'll be interested in. I am giving away a Heidi hut to say thank you to everyone and try and get more likes on my Facebook page. So if you enter my giveaway, you'll basically get to win a Heidi hut, but a custom one, so you can choose the fabrics. And it won't be exactly the same as this one because as I explained in the other video, this one is a prototype, so they are better than that one. I can't show you the other Heidi hut in the other video because it has sold. So we're going to say goodbye now. Goodbye Annie. Bye Lola. You gonna look? Oh, sniff sniff sniff. And Sprite has just gone away down there. Bye Sprite. Can't see you, but anyway. So goodbye everyone.